Before a story can truly change the world itself has to be, well, ready for a new story. So what did that world even look like, right before the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? Let's dive in and set the stage.
Yeah, this isn't just about one person showing up. We're talking about a specific moment in time, a point where it really felt like humanity itself was completely lost, just searching for a new path.
Okay, so let's pull back. Let's get that big, wide-angle view of the 6th century. What you'll see is that the major players, these massive empires that had basically run the show for hundreds of years, they were fading fast.
I mean, look at this. The two absolute giants on the world stage, the Persian and Roman empires, they were both just crumbling. And the craziest part, it wasn't some big invasion that was taking them down. Nope, they were rotting from the inside out. We're talking endless wars, rampant corruption, just total internal decay.
So what did all that political drama mean for regular folks? Well, it meant backbreaking taxes to pay for all those wars and, the fancy lifestyles of the elite. Imagine watching the rich get richer while you're just trying to survive. It created this deep feeling of unrest and hopelessness. And when the official systems, even the state religions, seemed to be okay with all this, people just started losing faith in everything. The old ways just weren't working anymore.
So you've got this massive power vacuum opening up as the big guys fall apart. And naturally, people start looking for something else, a new kind of leadership, a different kind of hope. And believe it or not, that search is going to take us somewhere totally unexpected, far away from all those grand imperial capitals.
Okay, let's zoom in now, all the way into the Arabian Peninsula, to this little desert city called Mecca. And Mecca, wow, it was basically a perfect snapshot of all the confusion happening in the wider world.
From the outside, you'd think Mecca was doing great. It was this vibrant hub, a crossroads for all the trade caravans. It was a cultural hotspot where poetry was like the biggest deal. The place was just buzzing with energy.
But right under all that shimmer and buzz, there was a really dark side, a brutal reality where injustice was just normal. The powerful did whatever they wanted to the weak. It wasn't about right or wrong, it was all about which tribe had the most muscle.
And this is the paradox of Mecca right here. On one hand, they were famous for amazing things like generosity, hospitality, keeping a promise no matter what. But on the other hand, this was the same society where tribes would fight for generations over something small, where gambling and drinking were out of control, and where the absolutely horrifying practice of burying female infants alive actually happened. It's just mind-boggling. They had these noble ideals right alongside these terrible, terrible vices.
So you have this massive contradiction in their social life, and it was mirrored by this deep, deep spiritual void. They had the money from trade, they had the amazing poetry culture, but something fundamental, something essential, was just missing.
It's a really good question to ask, right? How can a place that seems to have it all on the outside feel so empty on the inside? Well, for the people of Mecca, it really came down to what they believed.
So their most sacred place, the Kaaba, was packed, and I mean packed, with 360 different idols. Every tribe, every powerful family, they all had their own gods they prayed to. There was a god for basically everything you could think of. But here's the thing, having all those gods didn't actually bring them any closer to a sense of the divine.
And that really is the crux of it. This whole system of idol worship just left them feeling spiritually lost. The rituals started to feel empty, hollowed out. You can just imagine this growing feeling in the air, this sense that this can't be all there is. People were searching, truly searching for something real, a connection, a purpose that was bigger than a statue made of stone.
Okay, so let's put it all together. You've got the world's superpowers collapsing. You've got this city, Mecca, that's a bundle of contradictions. And you've got a whole people who are just aching for some kind of spiritual meaning. I mean, the stage is perfectly set. It's like humanity was lost in the dark, just waiting for a voice to come and remind them of what really matters: truth, justice, purpose.
So, in this moment of total confusion, this global darkness,
A new story was about to begin, and this story, this new light, was about to dawn. But it wasn't coming from the grand palaces of Rome or Persia, no. It was going to rise up from the most unexpected place imaginable, right from the heart of the desert.
And this pivotal moment in history even has a name. It's called the Year of the Elephant. Why? Because that was the year a massive invading army with actual war elephants tried to destroy the Kaaba in Mecca, and failed spectacularly. It was such a huge, miraculous event that it became a new reference point in time for everyone in the region.
And it's so important because in that exact same year, in that city full of contradictions, in a world that felt like it was losing its way, a child was born. A child who would one day grow up to be the answer to that spiritual emptiness, not just for the people of Arabia, but for the entire world.
So that leaves us with this incredible question, doesn't it? We've seen the whole setup, the crumbling empires, the city of paradoxes, the people desperate for meaning. The whole world was just waiting. So how? How can one single life, born into all of that chaos, change everything? How can one person change the entire world?